Welcome to the Taking the Lead podcast, where we empower people to be unstoppable. I'm Christina Hepner, joined by my co-host Timothy Cuneo, and stepping in for Leslie Hoskins today is Alyssa Otis. And Alyssa is no stranger to the podcast. She's a member of our outreach team and has been a guide dog mobility instructor for over 10 years. And you'll definitely be hearing her voice more often as she'll be joining us on a semi-regular basis as a co-host whenever Leslie or I aren't able to be here. Alyssa, it's been a minute. What's been going on?
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me. Thank you for welcoming me. I know I'm not Leslie, but hopefully I can fill in semi-well. For me, what's been going on lately or since we talked last is just really trying to do more outreach. We are getting out there. Conference season is getting rolling. So we are registering for conferences and we are presenting and we are hosting booths as vendors. And I am just trying to keep everything straight so we can be as many places as we want to be.
Yeah, I bet you that can be confusing because you kind of like going on, don't you, Alyssa?
Yeah. If I can't keep myself straight, that's what Leslie is for. She keeps me knowing what I need to do. It's a good team we have here.
Yes. And Alyssa, I know you recently got a dog yourself.
I did. Now, I call him a dog, and I am a big dog person. He is a small dog, though.
Yes.
So he's about 15 pounds. People keep asking, is he going to be a leader dog? And I keep saying you would need a very long harness handle. He is about ankle high. So I don't think we make a harness handle that long. But yes, we rescued a lovely little dog who is currently being tormented by our 2-year-old. But we are trying to teach good boundaries and a love of dogs that hopefully will last him his whole life.
Yeah. So Alyssa's has a lot going on since we've last talked. Yeah. Toddler, dog.
And now podcast. What can't I do?
Right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I know. We're excited that Alyssa will be joining us more regularly, especially because all of our schedules are busy. So to have another person to step up in as a co-host is so exciting. So you guys will definitely be hearing more from Alyssa.
Well, welcome back, Alyssa. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. But today, let's get into what we are going to be talking about. We are welcoming 2 very incredible volunteers, Lisa and Margaret, who are currently co-raising one of our leader dog puppies.
Yes. First, we have Lisa, who has been a volunteer puppy raiser with Leader Dog for more than 20 years. This year, she also became a team member as an administrator in puppy development. She's a proud Labrador enthusiast and deeply passionate about supporting the blind and low vision community. Joining her is Margaret, a volunteer puppy raiser who's currently co-raising her second leader dog puppy with Lisa. Her first puppy successfully completed the program and is now partnered with one of our clients in Canada.
Lisa and Margaret, welcome to the podcast. Great to have you here this morning. Can you tell us what got both of you into the puppy raising?
Well, it was a long dream of mine to work with Leader Dog. I grew up in the Warren area, so I was around the Rochester area, and I was aware of Leader Dog. Didn't know a lot about them, but always had that in the back of my mind. I wanted to be involved. And then life took me away from Michigan for about 30 years, and then I came back, and while I was back, I was looking for an electric mobility chair for my husband, and we answered an ad on Marketplace, and that's how I met Lisa. She was selling an electric chair, and we went and looked at it, and while I was there, I noticed she had a sticker on the back of her car that talked about Leader Dog, and I was like, oh, talk about Leader Dog with me, and so she did, and one thing led to another, and before you knew it, she had me recruited going to a monthly puppy class. Went to the puppy class the next day. I filled out my application. The next day I got a call, and they said, what dog do you want? And I said, I don't care. I don't care about breed, sex. And they said, all right, we have one ready for you.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Wow, what a small world.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is,
if you're not finding
all places.
Yeah, if you're not finding incredible items to purchase, you're finding new hobbies and volunteer opportunities,
and it
I guess.
sounds like, Lisa, you were already recruiting as a team member before even being a team member.
I keep trying to recruit a lot of people.
That's great.
So, but this was an easy sell, to be honest. And we kind of just let John to do his own thing. And we just kept talking. It took like 3 times we met.
Yeah.
Before everything got sealed and every time she kept coming back saying, oh, I've done this and I've done this and I've done this. And she's, oh, I can pick up a puppy Friday. And I'm like,
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh, that's fast.
It was very fast.
Yeah.
Yes. So you guys are currently co-raising a puppy. How old is the puppy? Tell us a little bit about the puppy you currently have.
Emmons is getting ready to turn 14 months.
Oh, wow.
He is a black Labrador. He has been with us almost a year, and we decided to co-raise because it kind of fit our lifestyles, but he is a joy 98% of the time. There's that 2% where he's a little dog reactive when we're working on that, and that's been our bugaboo, but he's just a great dog. He's great in public. He's great with kids. He's great with people in the low vision community that he's met. He just is very appropriate with his actions, and he provides a lot of entertainment in both our houses, and everyone that has met him has just raved about what a great dog he is. So,
and when he smiles, when he lays on his back and smiles, and you can see his teeth. So he had a couple teeth issues, and so he had a couple canines pulled, and so he kind of has these funny looking teeth, and it just makes you laugh when you see his teeth.
That's so cute.
So, Lisa, what do you think are one of the greatest pros of being a co-raiser with somebody else? Because I doubt there's any cons.
definitely no cons. The biggest pro is having somebody who has your back and has the same mindset that you do and can share that responsibility. When Margaret goes on vacation, I'm, picking up the slack and vice versa. I had surgery in November, so I'm like, Margaret, you're going to have him for quite a few weeks. And it's just that comfort that someone who sees things the same way that you do, and you trust them implicitly with the dog that you've been given the task of raising and then the pleasure of raising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. The flexibility is there and organized. We're both organized people, a little anally, but that helps also.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, and it's with people's lifestyles nowadays, this is such a great model because you don't have to worry, okay, who's going to watch the dog while I'm on vacation? Or I have something that is happening that wouldn't be appropriate to take the dog to. You don't have to worry about, crating the dog for hours on end because you do have that other person. I raised a puppy last year with some coworkers, and it was just such a great experience to have a group of people to go through it. Alyssa, from the GDMI perspective, what do you think about this model?
Yeah, honestly, one of the things that we really want to make sure that our dogs is adaptable. So we want to make sure that this dog is going to be able to do something in situation A that they can also do in situation B. And co-raising models, if the co-raisers are on the same page and they're communicative and organized, as you guys say you are, which I very much appreciate as an organized person, all of those skills that the dog is learning as far as being adaptable in puppyhood is going to transfer. And that's going to only help the client in the future. I also think it's a great opportunity. I know puppy raisers, no matter how many puppies you've raised, are always learning something new, just like us instructors are always learning new things, new techniques. And I'm sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, but co-raising, I'm sure you guys are learning a lot of different things that maybe you wouldn't have learned had you raised on your own.
Definitely, especially since this is only my second puppy and Lisa's raised many more than I have. I can always turn to her and ask for advice, and that's very helpful.
Yeah, it's a great community.
It is, and every puppy is different. So it doesn't matter if you're on your first puppy or your 30th puppy. They're like your children. They have their own personalities, their own little, their little things they like to do, and it's we need to adapt to them and help them with their learning process. So hearing it from two different people, I think it's helped a lot because then Emmons is like, oh, I remember my mom told me to do this. And my mom said not to do this.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Yeah, I think you're softer than I am. I'm a little harder, but
Yeah, parenting styles might differ slightly.
The yin and the yang, and a great divorced couple doing this. So
it's kind of like what it is.
Yeah.
If you need a little break or you're going somewhere, someone else is there to kind of help, and that's nice.
So when it comes to the responsibilities of the dog, do y'all draw straws, or what do you do? How do you do it?
the responsibilities of the dog in terms of
Yeah,
what?
like going to the vet and, it's my turn. It's my holiday time.
Yeah.
We do that together because I want to go to the vet as Lisa does and hear what the vet has to say. We pretty much do everything together for different appointments. Now, obviously, there's been some that I haven't been able to attend, and that's okay. I know Lisa has it all under control, and it's going to be fine. And
Yeah, and even with puppy class, typically what we do is whoever has the puppy that day is the main one working with him.
Yeah.
And the other one is just sitting back and observing and taking notes and doing whatever. And that's helped us a lot too. I think Margaret's been doing more of the heavy lifting the last 5 weeks since I started working here, where she has him entirely during the week. And then I get him on the weekends. So I'm weekend mom. And that's definitely helped us.
For sure.
You know, to be able to pivot and change what we had set up, which was like a every 2 week schedule.
Okay.
So
yeah, and you guys get to kind of create your own schedule then too.
You do.
Right? Yeah.
You do.
So I assume some people would do a, weekly switch. Some might do during the week, during the weekends. It's really, I guess, whatever works best for individuals.
It is, and one of us has FOMO when they're not with the dog, and
Of
like,
course.
what is Margaret doing with Emmons right now? Oh, they're they're on vacation, or what is Lisa doing with Emmons? I want to be part of that.
Of course.
So it's always like, well, here's all your pictures.
Yeah.
Here's what
Oh,
we
I'm
did.
sure.
But you definitely want to be there all the time, but you trust the person that you have picked to do this with you, and we're each giving him different opportunities and different exposures and
Absolutely.
different experiences. So again, he's just becoming more well-rounded, and
Setting him
hopefully that transfers
That's it.
when he comes back in April.
So trust is key in this model for sure.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And Lisa, we actually didn't talk about how you found Leader Dog more than 20 years ago. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started?
I will give you the Cliff Notes version. Yeah. My father was a longtime Lions Club member. So I've known about Leader Dog since I was a small child.
Yeah.
So it's just always something ingrained in White Cane Week and all of the fundraising, et cetera. And I moved out of my parents' house and I got a dog, and I had to move back to my parents' house, and we had two 90-pound Labradors wrestling with each other in my mother's kitchen. She's like, I'm done. And so we donated that dog here to Leader Dog, and she ended up graduating, and that was in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We used to
Yes.
take donated dogs.
Yes, and she went to live in Pennsylvania from what I can remember. And then after that, I took a little break, obviously, and then got into it. And all my friends are like, Lisa, you can't do this. You love dogs way too much. I'm like, no, I can, because I've been around it. I understand what the mission is, and someone else's need is way greater than what my want is. So I can get a puppy and I can turn that puppy around and I can love on it and return it. And so that's pretty much what I did. And now here we are. I'm puppy number 12, basically.
Wow.
And I can't speak highly enough about what this involvement is, and being a volunteer here first for so long, and now getting to be one of the team members. But I wouldn't be with another organization. This is where my heart is, and probably where it's always going to be.
Well, thank you, one, for your years of puppy raising and the amount of lives you've changed, and that your dad was a lion. Lions are huge supporters of us. We were founded by 3 Detroit area Lions Club members. So just ingrained in you, which is really awesome. So back to kind of this puppy raising model. What does it mean to you, Margaret, to not have done this journey for the first time by yourself alone?
Well, the first time alone, it was all very new. And of course, I went back to Lisa even before I got my puppy, and I'm like, what do I need? What do I have to prep for? I mean, I know basic things because I've had a dog before, but she gave me this nice list of things that have worked for her and things to avoid. And that was extremely helpful. So, got everything all set up and
Worked your way through.
worked my way through it. Yeah.
It's like
And,
your unofficial puppy counselor.
Yes. But I guess the first time around, just doing it all by myself, it was a lot of responsibility, a lot of work, and I did not regret any part of it. I did have a dog that was awesome, but yet very dog reactive. So I had to really work through that. And as a new puppy raiser, I guess in my mind, I had this thing of, oh, I'm going to get this perfect dog, this perfect bred leader dog. And he was, because obviously he made it through the program, but I think I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and also doing it by myself, I also had other responsibilities with my husband and his Parkinson's. And so there were times where I needed help, and Leader Dog stepped in and helped, and the raiser community helped, and it all worked out good.
It's an incredible community.
Incredible.
Yeah, I personally have yet to raise, although it is on my bucket list at some point.
I have a puppy sitting under my desk.
Yeah, no. Well, once I've potty trained the toddler, we'll move on to a dog. But everybody that I know, everybody that I come in contact with from that group, my friends that have raised, I mean, you can just see it. You can feel that people are there to support each other for the mission. And I know you mentioned that there was a lot of pressure on you, that first time, or really any time you raise. But something for everybody to keep in mind is the dogs decide. So we know how much work our puppy raisers put into it, and instructors and our clients put into this team working. But ultimately, it's that dog's choice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we have to remember the dogs are still dogs at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm actually temporarily hosting a little puppy at my house right now. And she's adorable and she's so well behaved, but she is still a puppy, is what I always have to remember. She will still go after my curtains.
I'm going to ask Alyssa a question. Do you think that having a dog that goes through puppy raisers like Coke has an advantage because of the adaptability of those dogs?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I mean, I think you can look at really any of our puppy raising models and say there's pros and cons to both. So, with the co-raising, if people are consistent, fantastic. I think that can only help. If people are less consistent, that might cause a little bit of confusion in the dog, of course. But overall, it really is just, I think, a fantastic program. You could say the same about our prison program, for example. These dogs are there getting super regimented and scheduled obedience and walking, but maybe they're not exposed to as many things on the outside, carnival rides, children screaming. So like I said, everyone has pros and cons, but I so far have really seen the pros coming out of co-raising, group raising, corporate raising. Not everybody can do 365, 24/7. Yeah. And I'm so glad to see that these other models that Leader Dog has come up with seem to be working really well.
Yeah. What would you say kind of communication is also key in this model? You have to be able to communicate with somebody else and be able to have hey, the dog did this today, or knowing, hey, I had the dog for this amount of weeks. This dog learned something new, or whatever it is.
I mean, we're in constant contact. It's sometimes obnoxious, but that's what you have to do. And if you're not like-minded and see raising this puppy for what it is, and you're sharing the highs and the lows, and every day is not going to be a great training day, and you're going to question yourself, and you're going to be like, oh my golly, what have I got myself into? But you've got that other person to lean into. And, when one of you has to do a little bit more of the heavy lifting, then that's what's great about this is, that built-in person that you turn to. Even though you've got your puppy counselors and you've got your puppy coordinators, this person is on the front lines with you. Yeah. And it just makes this so much more pleasurable. Yeah.
So the big question is, when this is done with this dog, are you guys going to do it again?
Well, we did just fill out our application. I got to send myself an email approving myself. We definitely are getting puppy number 13 and number 3, and we're going to co-raise again. We're negotiating gender right now. And I think we're looking toward the end of April when we'll start raising again. Emmons comes back April 4th for his IFT and take a little break. I usually am like, I need 6 weeks. Yeah. And then it's 2 weeks later,
I was going to say.
I was going to say, are you going to drop it off and then go to the back door?
I don't know if I can do turnaround like that. I have to definitely have a little decompression time because I always want to know what that puppy's going to do and where it's going to take them. So I always need a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, yes. And Lisa, for you, how many of your dogs have made it all the way through?
Statistically, one that I raised myself. I also helped my niece when she was part of the program before co-raising was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Her parents both worked at home, so I would take the dog to work with me, take her to class, do some experiences with her, and she was lucky enough to have 3 dogs graduate.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah, Lexi Medford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So, got to help her do a lot of things with her dogs, and by that met one client that got raised with her second dog, Baylor, and just
Yep.
just I can't speak highly enough about being able to do that, and
Yeah. Well, and you guys are always out there too, sharing about the dogs that you're raising. I know when you guys came in, I love little goodies. And you guys brought us these little bookmarks with Emmons' photo on it. And then on the back, some information about him. Are these things that you give out when you're out and about with the community? How is going out and about with the community? You probably don't get more than 5 steps without someone stopping you, I would assume.
That is very true, yes. So in terms of community things we've done, I know that I have taken Emmons to the Ortonville Lions Club when they had vision screening, and they asked me to come with him and just be there as a presence. And I did, and I had kids stop and read to him. And so when they stopped to read to him, then I would give them a bookmark, and they were thrilled about that. Also took them to the Ortonville Girl Scout troop meeting. They were learning about Leader Dog, and they after that they actually came and took a tour of the facility. So I was there, and I passed out the bookmarks also, and then information that I had gotten from Leader Dog.
Yeah, that's great. Anytime you
Yeah.
can go out and share about Leader Dog, share about your specific puppy, I'm sure people love it. And you guys do social media too, correct?
we do. Emmons has his own Instagram account, and I do manage that.
I fully support it,
Yeah.
so no judgment.
Yeah, typically it's like one story, every day, and then we'll go and do like a monthly look
Post.
into his life
Yeah.
and see where he's been and what he's done from a dog's perspective. So the English is a little off, but
I love that.
It's just a great way again to show everything that you can do with your puppy and what these dogs are going to be experiencing when they get out into, should they choose to do guide work. And the more that we expose them to, then that's just all the better for them. And they know how to behave in certain situations. And
Yeah, and I know that every time we're out in public, I'm always trying to recruit puppy raisers.
Fantastic.
And Timothy, for you as a client who have made the decision of when you're going to retire your guide dog, what does it mean to you to hear puppy raisers talk about their journey in raising a puppy as you may be preparing to come back pretty soon for your next one?
Well, first of all, I want to thank them for doing it, because without them, this can't happen. They're important gear of this machine that's got to go. But it's a great. I love the co-raising and the group raising and all that stuff. So it's just cool that process happens, and I want to thank them for doing what they do.
well, it's definitely a labor of love. And as I've said, I wouldn't do anything else, raising these puppies and seeing them graduate and get paired with the perfect client. It just warms my heart, and I can't speak highly enough again about all of this.
Who knows? The next one you raise might be mine.
No.
So,
Her eyes just got real wide there,
Yep.
Timothy. And then what do you guys hope that listeners will take away from this about volunteering, about puppy raising, or just hearing your journey? What do you hope people are taking away?
I hope that they take away that it is possible for you to raise a puppy. It is not impossible. If I could do it, anyone can do it. You do need to think about the physical abilities with the dog bending up and down and that sort of thing. So you do need to take that into consideration, I believe. You don't need a backyard. I do not have a backyard. So every time we
Good to
go
know.
outside, we're on a lead line, and because that was
great.
one of the things I thought, I can't raise a puppy. I don't have a backyard. No, you can.
That's it.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Again, the Leader Dog community out there and the other puppy raisers are phenomenal. Can't say enough about them.
So true.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we just forgot the question.
No worries. What are you hoping that people take away?
This is a great organization from top to bottom. I'm talking from the administration down to the volunteers that are here. We're volunteers that are 1,000 strong. And
Absolutely.
we need everyone to help us to succeed in this mission. Unfortunately, the low vision and blind community is growing exponentially. And to be able to have a part in that is really, it's very important. And like Margaret said, you can raise a puppy. You can give it back if you know what that mission is. And you're just preparing a puppy for college, just like you do with your kids. You're preparing them and giving them roots, and then okay, pup, it's time for you to decide what you want to do with your life, and whether that's A or B. All these dogs are successful, which is kind of what we stress to our raisers too. If your dog is career changed for one reason or another, they are successful, because the other part of this that we don't talk enough about is that the dogs that need to be adopted, because we need to be having a nice pool of dogs that will be great in a home and be welcomed in a home and not be any sort of, problematic for someone who does adopt them. But that's the other part of it.
For sure.
Is that if they don't go into guide work, then they need to be a dog that is adopted out into the public. And that's another big thing we do.
That's it. I love that you said all of the dogs are successful. It's just in their own way. So, but thank you guys so much for coming today. I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning into our Taking the Lead podcast. My name again is Alyssa Otis. I'm here with those hosts that you know so well, Timothy Cuneo and Christina Hepner. We hope you enjoyed learning about our puppy co-raising model with Lisa and Margaret, and please join us next time as we continue to dive into the world of blindness.
And if you'd like to learn more about applying to our free services or becoming a puppy raiser at Leader Dog, you can head to leaderdog.org or call us at 888-777-5332. Don't forget, you can reach us at takingthelead@leaderdog.org with any questions or ideas. If you like today's podcast, make sure to hit subscribe and check us out wherever podcasts stream.